Taurus, welcome on in. Let's jump into a mid-September general reading for you, shall we? So we're going to begin with a couple of these energy oracles. I've been doing a lot of pre-shuffling. Let's see what Taurus has for the remainder of September. I want to say that you need to bite your tongue a bit more. I'm also feeling like, especially if it's with a boss figure, but I do see a lot of you becoming more of a spitfire at this time. It's like you're not, okay, maybe you are being sassy at certain points and a little bit feisty, but it's more to say that you're coming back to a more lively way of being, and you're feeling more connected at this time. Not fully, but you're feeling connected at certain points, and I feel there's more strategy in regards to that from your spirituality than it seems in the moment. But let's grab a couple of these cards. Ooh, Door to Romance is opening. Okay. We also have Angel of Strength and Blossoming Abundance, and as well Appreciation. So we'll speak upon these two first. So there's naturally a door opening for you, my friend, regardless of your status and what you want out of life when it comes to love and romance. This door is opening for you, and now you get to experience a lot of love and appreciation, and you're feeling a hell of a lot stronger in the remainder of September, and it makes such a difference. People see you shining at this time and they want more of what you have to offer. It's to say that, you know, at times when you're a little bit down or off in energy, or maybe quite honest in regards to what you've been going through, it does hold value for, say, your online presence or your business otherwise, your personal life. Work matters for, you know, others, but to have that all the time would be a drag, right? Would be working against you more than actually being this sort of honest, beneficial energy. And so now it's a time for Taurus to feel more with it, more kind of, again, like a spitfire. And you're even feeling more inspirational in certain ways and more creative. And this helps you get across to people to the point where they feel somewhat addicted to your energy, to what you have to offer. And it's almost to say that you aren't prioritizing love at this time, where money and career seems to be at the top of your list, your priority list. But isn't that usually when it comes in? You know, when you're not saying, I want love, I want that perfect partner, I want to commit further to this person, I want to, you know, see a new form of this relationship, or whatever it ends up being, that typically will add a heaviness or blockage, not all the time, but they're saying when you least expect it, love will show up, or at least the potential of which. And so I feel that people are seeing you as a brave soul with these two pairing together as well. And it's helping you gain abundance. I feel like they want to, you know, your guides want to say that you're good. You know, it's such a simplistic way of putting it, but you're better at what you do, and that's helping you at this time gain different forms of abundance that you truly deserve. But I also feel like this collective hasn't heard the words I love you enough in their life, or maybe, you know, you've heard it from certain people, but it was expected, you know what I mean? And so where you least expect it moving forward, I'm not saying in the remainder of September this is going to necessarily happen, but there's a focus on it, and moving forward I see unexpectedly the different types and right kind of people, types of energies will say, I love you, Taurus, you know? And I feel that to be super important for you moving forward. But also I want to say that a lot of you have trust issues, and it's totally relatable and understandable. It's valid to such an extent with what you've dealt with, and maybe even what you've grown up with or witnessed. But they're saying we need to, for some of you, maybe heal your heart through this and that of importance. But it feels like I'm getting a vision of chains and locks, multiple locks all over your heart. And so it's to say that you are so guarded in regards to it, to the point where even if the perfect soulmate in the perfect timing shows up for you, I don't see them easily or at all getting to that beautiful heart of yours. And shifting the energy a bit, the messages, I feel like your heart is shining bright because people are seeing you as a very compassionate soul. People are seeing you as somebody who knows what they're doing but puts their own flair into it. You know what I mean? Your own Taurus touch. And so when people feel like you are going places, please trust that they are absolutely on point, because I'm seeing a lot of intuitive, very spiritually connected souls feeling drawn to whatever you put out there, but epically feeling drawn to you at the end of the day and what you are about energy wise, and you know who you've become. But it's this feeling of okay, somebody wanting to learn from you in regards to what you're quite advanced with at this point. It reminds me of this, host at my serving job. He's transitioning into becoming a server. And multiple times now on different weekends, he's kind of hopped on over to me quite excited and asked me about reading tarot. And I got the spiritual message that eventually, without my, pushing or convincing, he's going to end up becoming a tarot reader, in his own ways. And so that something like that's happening for you or continuing to happen, where you're meant to be an inspiration in that way, but so many other ways. It's to say that even your presence is quite inspirational at this time. And people are saying, well, Taurus's world has definitely changed, because you seem less negatively affected. You seem more, again, with it, but in it, in it to win it is kind of the message coming through. And then they're saying the spiritual meaning of an eagle really holds good value for you. But it's like you do know how to stop, right? You know how to cut out time to rest. I feel you're even quite an expert in regards to this. And there's something about you as well going against the grain that's working for you, and changing things. But I feel like at certain points, there's a reminder that you know best, especially when it comes to you and your current day reality. So if you feel like you should be stopping when you kind of want to keep going, which feels rare for you, don't fight it. If you need to take a nap, if you want to take a nap, don't fight it. They're giving me, a typical moment with a cat or a kitten where, they need to take a nap. They're quite sleepy, but they're fighting it. That's kind of your energy at certain points. And they're saying you're adorable and whatnot, but take a damn nap. Get your Taurus beauty rest. You deserve it, my friend. But then there's a huge focus on you doing what's right for you and how that worked out or maybe caused issues and frustration rewinding back. Because I feel like a lot of the time you're finding yourself thinking about doing what's right for you and shifting towards the new in the future. And all the meanwhile, they're saying there's a lot to remember in regards to maybe a similar kind of shift from the past. But also just, again, what were the pros and cons? Don't overdo it with this. What were the benefits and the negatives, and maybe could you have gone about things better? Okay. But also I want to say that there are certain negative occurrences from the past, difficulties, if you will, that aren't going to naturally repeat because of the way things have changed since then. So please remember that, because the remembrance at certain points it just, don't let it spark the thought that the negative will repeat itself. But we're also trying to prevent and, fix this and that to make sure that things go as they're meant to. Better, great, even. But as I drink some water, take a hot second and catch your breath. There's such an importance to you stopping and smelling the roses, because you've outgrown something that's at hand, and maybe that happened quite rapidly. Even, if it's been a little over a year or 2 years, that's quite rapid to become quite outgrown in regards to a situation. But maybe we're already in the midst of outgrowing it before you stepped into it. It's possible. And it just feels like at times, Taurus, you seem to feel and experience things like you're ahead of your time, and that kind of was what I was getting with that, where, you're a bit of a step ahead even when you feel like you're a few steps behind or you need to play catch up. Again, I'm getting this very advanced energy about you, if we didn't say that already. Oh, that was the daily reading. Anyways, and so this advanced nature about you starts to shine and really work to your advantage, while people trust you more, people respect you more, people are loving your Taurus energy at this time. And it's almost as if people are not even realizing that they're picking up on your energy, and they're feeling more level-headed, they're feeling more maybe logical, and more easygoing, more grounded. Because I see somebody working a job or living with somebody and they just are rushing or in a state of panic, or You could put a smile on your face is what I'm getting. You can even laugh in the moment, or it look like you're enjoying yourself, but you're stressed, you know? And so that goes for anxiety as well, I'm getting, and other negative, energies. You can appear one way or multiple ways, but all the meanwhile, energy doesn't lie, because I feel a lot of you do pick up on energy quite clearly. And so you're also, as we get ready to wrap up your reading, you're going to feel more polished. You're going to feel like you're also being guided and pushed by spirit at certain points to further polish yourself up, because a lot of people will be looking at you. A lot of people will be tuning into what you put out there online for some. And I just feel like this is a time where, yeah, okay, romance is taking a highlight, but the way you've changed, the way you are, the way your world is developing, that's more of a highlight. But at the end of the day, my friend, you're a stronger version of yourself, and people will appreciate you more than ever. And so they're saying, make sure that at the end of the day, you say, I did a good damn job. I did a great job. And I appreciate myself. I appreciate the efforts regardless of what came about, what came from it. And so let's wrap up your mid-month reading by saying the remainder of September is meant to be a blossoming period. Okay, it's meant to be a period of abundance. Take care, Taurus.